I'm sorry, didn't realize you guys were there. So what we're talking about, this is the last video for runners, all right? So we've been talking about with runners, basically from the waist down. We've been talking about hips, we've talked about thighs, we've talked about lower legs. But what do you run on? Your feet, right? So your feet are a big deal. A lot of people overlook it. You can't, all right? So, I'm looking at these and I'm actually looking at different tools that you can use on your feet. Some of the things we have, like we have a basic lacrosse ball. That's this guy. We have another ball that it's basically has a lot of little nubs. That's the blue guy. We've also been creative enough to slice a lacrosse ball in half. Be very careful when you do that. That could end badly if you don't do it properly. So please, exercise caution should you try that. And then we also have this old reliable wooden guy called the footsie. Works pretty good. All right, so basically what you're trying to do, do you realize you've got 4 layers of muscle on the bottom of your foot? That's a lot, right? You don't realize all these little intrinsic guys that you have in the bottom of your foot. And you look at all these shoes, like running shoes, they are stuffed with cushion, right? So all of the little intrinsic muscles in your foot, they basically don't even know how to be used properly, Like if you walk around barefoot, if you walk around in minimalist shoes, I challenge you to see how long it takes before your feet really truly start to cramp. A lot of these times they're just super, super tight. They're not used properly, and you got to wake them up a little bit. So one of the ways we do it is you can roll with a lacrosse ball like so. All right, that works really good. Again, everything's a tolerance. The more weight you put on it, the more you're going to feel. So just use it properly. This is really good for plantar fasciitis. When you have plantar fasciitis, what happens is you have a whole heck of a lot of tenderness right there, okay? Now, I talked about suggesting, looking at the anatomy. If you look at the anatomy of the bottom of the foot, you will see that there are many structures that attach right there, and man, it gets really sensitive. If you have plantar fasciitis, you get out of bed, and I guarantee you the first 3 to 4 steps feel like somebody is stabbing you with a knife right in your heel right there. And look at me, I have no balance right now. So when that happens, guys, the reason why it feels that way is the muscles get so tight. Like a lot of people, they sleep with their sheets tucked in real tight. What happens is your foot gets stuck in this position. So see how my foot is stuck in this position? It's really short, right? So then I get out of bed, and the first thing I do is lengthen it, and then I put the full weight of my body on my foot. And what happens is you get these micro tears right off your heel. No wonder it feels like somebody's stabbing you like with a knife right there, right? So what we want to do is we want to make sure we stretch those out. So if you do have this, make sure before you even get out of bed, stretch your feet, actually grab your toes, crank it up really good, feel that stretch, but don't stretch it so far that you feel any sharp pain. The reason I say that is that sharp pain, that's basically you tearing tissue, all right? You don't want to tear tissue. You want to gently stretch it out, get it to become elastic. You don't want to tear, all right? Tearing causes another problem. So make sure you're doing that. But when you actually have that tender tissue there, rolling through like here, that works really good. Rolling through with this blue ball, it works really good. Rolling through with the footsie works fantastic, all right? I like the footsie. I like the ridges in it. I can get in there really good. They're all awesome. Another simple trick that we've also learned is using these lacrosse balls that we cut in half. You just kind of go in there and ease into it. And you just kind of go side to side, where you just kind of do that, and you will be shocked at how sensitive that can be. I mean, truly. And you basically, when you do it, you're starting by putting it at the heel, and you're working your way all the way up into the toes. So you're working through all the different layers. You're getting into the lumbricals. You're getting into the interosseous. You're just trying to ease through all those different layers. And you're also going from the inside of the foot all the way to the outside of the foot. Just really easy, and everything's the tolerance. Nice and easy. Like a lot of times you can just do one foot like so, one at a time, and just rock through that. But it works really good. It does. Everything should be to tolerance. It should be good, okay? So that's how you work through the foot. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple, but man, the feet are a big deal. You can't leave them out, okay? Because all of these muscles in the calves, they wrap around the ankles, they go underneath the foot, they tie into these muscles that are on the bottom of your foot. You gotta make sure every single structure moves the way it's supposed to, cleanly, without any friction, because the friction is what causes problems. That's what actually causes damage to the tissue. So take your time when you do this. It should be tolerable. And you know what? Man, if you keep doing this and just sticking with the rules, you're going to be able to manage most of the injuries or potential injuries that you have as a result of your training. Whether you're a sprinter, whether you're a high jumper, whether you're a long jumper, a pole vaulter, whether you're a distance runner. Like for runners, period, if you're doing these things from the hips, thighs, lower legs, feet, you're going to be able to manage a lot of this stuff on your own. And if you're starting to have pain and you're still doing all these things correctly, again, that's when you need some help. You need somebody to get in there in a way that you just physically can't do yourself, and that's where we come into play. You know, we are able to get in there effectively, and I'll tell you what's nice is if you're doing these things consistently, you know, it makes our job so much easier because we just can get in right in there and you get a result super fast and you just get back to basically the activities and the life that you want to be doing, right? So that's the goal. Again, rules, guys, 1 to 2 minutes per area, all right? Don't do it more than 3 or 4 times a day. If you feel any kind of bruisey soreness, back off. You know, with feet and plantar fasciitis, you have to be careful because plantar fasciitis is already an inflammatory condition. You can make things worse really, really, really fast. Did I mention really, really, really fast? All right, we've seen it plenty of times. You can't be too aggressive if it's super sensitive. So you need to be icing that more than anything to decrease the sensitivity so then you can start working through the tissue, all right? You got to do the right things the right way. That's why I'm trying to give you as much education in this process so that you do those things. All right, so, you know, hey man, you guys do what you can. Really try and stick to the script. If you have questions, you can email me, you know, message us on Facebook, things like that. We are here for you. Like, all these videos are here to give you as much education as possible so you can have the tools you need to take care of yourself. Our goal is to get you out of pain as fast as possible, educate you along the way, give you those tools. Man, we kick people out the door. We always say no news is good news, right? But, you know, that's how we do, all right? That's the way that we've always done things because we know if we're educating people the right way, you know, they're going to take care of themselves. And if they're taking care of themselves and they're still having pain, that's when they know they need us. And they, like, once you come into our office once, it only takes one experience to actually understand how we approach things and how effective we are at what we do. So, you know, it's all good. I do have one more video. You know, we did a whole lot of running stuff, but there is one more, and that I haven't talked about shoulders. And so, you know what? I need to do that still. So we got one more video coming. So keep your eyes peeled, man. And again, I hope this has been enjoyable. I hope it's been educational. If you have any suggestions, please message me. Because again, like I said, I'm here for you. I want to help everybody out there. So, you know, have fun. And you know what? Keep dancing, guys.